Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. If you're wondering what's going on and why there's hair all over my desk, I'm also wondering that. But that can be explained by the cat and the dog that live here. However, this is a totally new situation for this channel, and it's called diamond painting. So I'm going to explain this a little bit so that you understand what's going to happen. So basically, I have been doing diamond painting since December of last year, because I got one for Christmas and it was a black cat and it was really cute, and I have it finished, and maybe I'll show it at the end of this video, but for now we're gonna do a live demonstration. And hold on a second. So basically this is what it looks like. You have these little baggies of what are called drills or diamonds, and you can get square ones or round ones. You can see that these are square, and each one has a number and then the code associated with that color, and then I think this is the amount that you have, but this was just from the store that I got this one from. You can buy them in craft stores, but they tend to be more expensive for less area that you get to cover, and you can't get a custom one at like a regular store. So I recommend buying them from AliExpress, which is an app or a website, and you can get a custom one that way. And this one is a custom one, but I'm not going to say what it is because it's a surprise for someone, and just in case they watch this video, I don't want them to know that what the picture is of, because then that'll just be a situation I don't want to be in. So as I said before, the kit comes with these little bags with each color that you need, and we have all kinds of things in here. I just made a little divider out of an index card and like a page flag thing that I have to separate the numbers. That way I know where each one is, and I just put those in this little box and it sits on my desk while I'm working. I'm actually gonna put that over here. So we also, this right here is called the canvas, and it's basically like a plastic cloth thing, and it has this parchment paper stuff, and underneath is the pattern, which is similar to a cross stitch pattern, and it's actually sticky, so if I touch it, yeah, it's pulls off the top layer of my skin. But that was a very loud car. Anyway, so you can see all these different symbols down here, and so for example, if we were going to do this, which we are, we would say, okay, let's pick a symbol. So the first one here is this little clover shape, and it's kind of hard to see, but I'll zoom you in when I actually start doing it. So if you want to do the clovers, what you would do is look on this, and this does have a picture of the subject of the painting, which again is a secret, so it says no peeking. So we're looking for the clover, and it's number 23, and then that's the color number. This is the number within the kit, so we're looking for the first number to be 23. And so since I have these organized in this box, I can say, okay, well, 23 is between 21 and 30, so I look through and I see that's 21, 22, and then 23. Well, I grabbed both of them, but 24 is here. No, this is 23. This is the one we want. And then I'm actually gonna grab a placeholder, if I can find one, so that I don't lose my spot. I'll just throw a piece of washi in there, or like a roll, so that I know that this one goes there and they don't get mixed up. That way it'll just keep it organized for me. And as you can see, this part right here is all gray and white, and I thought that might not make for as interesting of a video, because as you can see, all these symbols are different grays. So we're gonna actually start from this side today and do a bunch of green, and that'll be the video. And just a warning, this is going to be maybe a 25-minute video of me just rambling while I make this. So if you want to just put it on in the background and not watch, that's cool too. If you want to diamond paint at the same time as you're listening, that's also an option, or crochet or any other hobby, plan your week, something like that. And we'll just get started. So first I'm gonna zoom you in. Here we go. Okay, so what I started doing with this painting, I've never done it before, is you basically peel it up and then fold it down so that it has one edge of the symbols sticking out, like that way it's not covering half of them, like half of the symbol. And then I just put a rock or like a weight on it to hold it down. It's very sticky. And you might see my head. I have purple hair now, so you might see that a couple times. I'll try not to put my head in the camera. But as you can see, some of these are a little bit hard to read, but that's just the nature of the dark colors, so can't really complain too much about that. So first you have your little tray, and this has, I don't know what these are called, ridges and a spout. And so what you do to use the diamonds is pour some in there. Always close your bag, because if you knock it over, you will want to die, and that's no fun. So close your bag and leave your bag in front of you. You can't see it, but I put it like directly out of frame here. That way you know what number you're working on in case you have to get up and go to the bathroom or anything. You know what number you were working on, and you don't have to repeat to yourself clover, clover, clover while you pee, because that's just no fun. So to organize them or like arrange them, you just go side to side and then tip it. And that's because some of these are right side up, if you can see the sparkly ones, and then the ones with the flat side, those are upside down. So when you go to use these, you want to make sure you're only picking up the ones from right side up, because we literally transfer them with this pen. We pick one up and then we put it directly onto the paper. So if you pick it up upside down, you're going to put it on upside down, and then you're going to have to take it off with tweezers, which isn't fun, and then you'll have to redo it. And I did do that a little bit yesterday where I had to redo some, but yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to actually tape this down so that it doesn't move as much. And I'm going to use my cheap washi tape to tape it down, because this one doesn't stick that well, so I'm fine if it runs out. Okay. And it already moved. Okay, maybe I need another weight on this. I'll put BB-8 on it so it doesn't move. He's full of my money. So let's see, what are my topics? I didn't even address it. This is the main tool that you use. It's a pen. Sometimes it only has one applicator, so you can only move one diamond at a time, but this one has a 3 spacer on it, so if you have them lined up like this, you can pick up 3 at once. Can you see that? I can't even tell where I'm here. And then what you can do is line it up so you put 3 of the same symbol in a row, but I don't generally like to do that because I feel like it makes them more crooked and I have to go back and like tweak them like this. So I generally do one at a time. Yeah, that's it. So for the topics, let's see, I have a little card here with my topics. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is stuff that I've been watching recently, and actually one of these is on Netflix and one of these is from Crunchyroll. So the first one is Umbrella Academy, and that's on Netflix. I thought it was really good. It was interesting. It had a lot of cool characters, and I was actually asked to watch it by both my friend and my Noah boy. He said, "Oh, you should watch this because it's really cool," and I was like, well, my friend said that they were obsessed with that show, so I guess I would watch it. And I think it was really cool. It was kind of the same vibe of Stranger Things, where it's like, oh, something mysterious is going on and we don't know what to do about it. And then the whole season is them trying to prevent the apocalypse from coming. And I'm not going to spoil whether they make it or not, but I did want to say it's like got a cool twist ending where what you think is going to happen isn't. So keep that in mind if you're going to watch it, or forget it if you want zero spoilers at all. But I don't know. It seemed kind of like the girl character Vanya got very like mistreated for most of her life, but then she wouldn't listen to anyone when they were trying to like reconcile with her and say like, oh well, we didn't understand that what happened was wrong. And then like, I don't know, it was kind of like they just had a lot of emotions, and then since the people in the show have superpowers, they got blown out of proportion, quite literally. And I don't know, it was just very emotionally charged of a show, and I would recommend it. It is one of those that has hour-long episodes like Stranger Things, so if you have like a whole Saturday to just sit down and watch 10 hours, then I would recommend watching it all at once. And the other thing that I was watching recently is well, I call it Binha. Sometimes I even forget that it has a longer version of the name, because I've been calling it Binha for like a year and a half. But it's called Boku no Hero Academia, and it's about also people with superheroes, and it's an anime. So these superheroes go to superhero school, and there's all kinds of things happening. There's some great character development, and I think that my favorite character is Deku, or the Invisible Girl. I say she's my favorite. I really don't know what her name is because I haven't been able to watch Binha like all in a row. I watch them maybe like 5 episodes, and then I have to wait a week to have any free time to watch any. But I like the Invisible Girl a lot, and that's partially, hold on, this one's giving me trouble. That's partially because there was a YouTuber that makes ASMR videos that I love. Her name is Visual Sounds 1, or that's her YouTube name. Her real name is Jen, and she makes really cool anime ASMR videos. And for her Binha themed one, she was actually the Invisible Girl. So she wore a full like green bodysuit and then toned it out so that it would be the same as the background. So it's basically like she was the green screen with clothing on top, because in the anime you can't see the Invisible Girl, but you can see her clothes. so she was just floating clothes, and it looked really cool. And that kind of made me like really like that character. And another topic, I'm kind of like jumping around here. I wanted to mention some of my favorite diamond painting YouTubers, because some of you might not know that it's a thing, but excuse me. Some of the diamond painting YouTubers are really nice. They seem to be a lot of the general demographic of the things that I make. So like older women, or mothers that are like creative. So people who would crochet or do scrapbooking or planning, bullet journaling, stuff like that. Some type of creative outlet. That demographic of like a little bit older women, not like old women, but you know what I mean. Like generally it's not like 18 or 19-year-olds like I was when I started doing it. It's generally older people who have more stuff to do in their life. And as I grown up, I did notice I got more stuff to do in my life. But some of the diamond painting YouTubers that I really like are Grace from GB Maltese, and her channel is just really fun, and she's always so upbeat and happy, and I love listening to her stories. Like she tells stories about her, how she and her husband met, and stuff that's been going on in her life, and it's really cool to just sit down and like do a craft or something while you listen to them, or listen to her, while she just talks and talks. And I think she has a really sweet voice too, which is nice because sometimes people just ramble on and it's like, oh, so boring, but she's engaging and her voice is nice, so it's like easy to listen to. And my other favorite diamond painting YouTuber is Stitcherista, and I'm actually not sure of her name, but I know that she does a lot of story time videos as well. Like the main thing that she talks about when she does diamond painting is stuff that's been going on in her life, and then she does like opinion pieces about like movies and stuff. Like she gets a list of like the top 100 movies of all time, and then she like gives her opinion on them or talks about, well, that doesn't deserve to be on this list because this movie is so much better. And that one's also really entertaining. And I dropped one. Sometimes you gotta shake this around again because the ones that are upside down need to flip over. But I like to watch Stitcherista. She also has like a really good eye for what would be good as a diamond painting. Like the one that I saw her do was like a really pretty sunflower or something like that. And then she also did one of an elf girl, which is like a good aesthetic in my eyes. So I look to her to see like, okay, what kind of diamond paintings exist that I don't know about that I could get from my next one. And yeah. And what else? What else did I want to talk about? Well, that's all the YouTubers that I have written down. One more that I could say is Color with Claire. Her introduction video is the first one that I saw to get me started doing diamond painting, and it was awesome, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'm like chasing this little drill around trying to catch it. And again, I'm sorry for the background noise. I live in a room literally right next to the street, and I can't do anything about the cars because if I filmed at night I would be disturbing my roommates, so I have to film in the middle of the day. So as you can see, this little tray is empty, so what I like to do is just push down on it once it's empty. Every time it gets empty I push down, and that's just to make sure that they're all in place, because sometimes one side will be sticking up further than the other and it will fall off eventually, so if you press them all down it won't fall off. And let's see, we'll put 23 back. I'll take my little placeholder washi out and put it back in its little spot. And then what's next? I think what I'm gonna do is this. There's like two little gross colored ones, and they have this symbol, number 6. So I'm gonna spin my box around, find number 6, and then put my placeholder back. And then I only need 2, so I'm gonna just pick them out by hand. I actually got 3, so I gotta put one back. And then shake them until they cooperate. And then we just put them down like normal. Oh, and I totally forgot to explain that this pen, this here has wax in it. Like the kit comes with pink wax, and that is what you basically like scoop some into this, and that is what picks things up without like putting glue on them and stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna get my next color. What's my next color? Let's do this circle with a line through it. That is called 32. Cool. So recently I got some new glasses, and that's because my left eye wasn't doing any work in the relationship, so my right eye was planning on dumping it unless it agreed to go to counseling and wear glasses. So that's where we are now. Not really. I went to the eye doctor because I had glasses for pretty much my whole life since I was 6, and yeah, I was terrible at wearing them as a kid. I had to have an eye patch because of how bad my vision was, but I really hated it. So they were like, okay, well, you have to wear your glasses if you don't want to wear the eye patch. And I'm like, okay, I guess so. So I did eventually get more glasses, but the last time I got one was like 2 years ago. So they were not my prescription anymore since I had like lost them and forgotten to wear them and all that. So I went to get new ones, and I was so frustrated when we were getting them because my head is apparently not adult size. I have a kid-sized head, and the kid-sized glasses were not on display. So I needed someone to come help me, which that's one of the things that I don't like in public that gives me anxiety, is when I have to like ask people for stuff. And they had the kids' glasses hidden away in a little drawer, and I was like, well, why wouldn't you have that like displayed where the kids can see it, like on a lower level or something? But I don't know. So I got my glasses. I had some specific like things that I needed them to have, because the main reason I'm getting them now is not because of my lazy eye. My eye is not lazy anymore. It's just not doing any seeing really. My right eye is so much more powerful than my left eye that when I cover my left eye, I just see the same exact thing as if I was using it, like using it in quotes, because it doesn't get used. So my glasses had to be like special, where the right eye lens is just glass and it doesn't have any kind of like prescription in it, but the left side is like a +3, which is apparently like an extreme thing. So I needed that. So the left lens is thicker than the right lens because the eye actually has to be trained to do something. And I needed these specific frame requirements. So I needed it to be a dark color because I wanted it to not, I didn't want like fashion glasses. Like, these are a tool for me, they're not for fashion, and I wanted them to be I wanted them to go with anything. I don't want any kind of loud like magenta tortoiseshell glasses, which they did have there, but I also needed it to be a square shape to allow me to have the most space to see out of, because when I'm driving, and this is the main reason I needed them, is because I'm nearsighted, so I need to be able to see far away when I'm driving. The main reason I needed them to be square so I can see out of them, because if the lens was rectangular, then it would be like in the way of my eye, and I wouldn't be able to see past it because it would be in my vision. And I don't really know how to explain that beyond what I just said, but it turned out that the glasses I eventually got were like the lens was thin enough that I can see past it even when I do notice it, because it's so thin. And I can actually show these. This is what they look like. Hold on. See? These are my kids' glasses. The side is actually, let me see. I need to stand up. I don't know if you can see that. It's like navy blue, I don't know, camouflage type thing. And I thought that was hilarious because the only pair of glasses that they had in the whole store that fit me and all my requirements was a navy one, which is hilarious because if you know me, my partner is in the service, so I had a love-hate relationship with the navy color scheme. Now I'm kind of like, I like the color of the uniform. I think it looks really cool, and I am a little bit sad that they're changing it to the green one this year, but I have begged my partner, please just keep the blue one and we can put it in like a shadow box or something, because I don't want him to like throw it out or anything. I want to keep the blue one. But so I have navy glasses now. And speaking of my boy, my man, he doesn't like when I call him boy, but I met him when he was a boy, so it's like, let me call you boy. So we are coming up on our 5th anniversary in April. It's on April 4th. Our first official date of being together was on April 4th, 2014, which I love because the symmetry, or like the repetition of the date is like a good feel for me. It's like 4/4/14. I'm like, yes. So that's coming up, and we're planning for that to do a special pizza night where we're gonna have a video call and watch a movie, and we're gonna have 2 pizzas. So he is gonna order a pizza to my house, even though he's far away. He can call the pizza place here and give them my address, and then he's gonna order a pizza too, and we're just gonna hang out and watch stuff on the video sharing website. One of the most helpful websites that we use is called Rabbit. It's like Rabb, RABB.IT, and it's an amazing website. You can have basically your own, like your cursor on the screen can be shared between people, so you can take turns of who's gonna look stuff up, and you can watch YouTube, or you could sign into Netflix and all that, and it's generally really cool. I like it. So yeah, that's our plans for our anniversary on the 4th. And let's see what else. Something else to talk about, which is the whole point of the video, is oh no, I'm stuck. Let go. Thank you. I've been released by the beast. I got new watercolors, and I will be doing a review video of them. So if you are interested in that, keep your eye out on the channel. I think they are set to come out. That video is set to come out in 2 or 3 weeks. I can check. Hold on. I'll check, and then we'll end the video because I've already gone over the time that I said I would. And let's see. So here's March. I was drawing cats in March. So let's see. April. So let's see. Okay, so this video is coming out today. Then we have, maybe, I didn't actually plan for it, so maybe it'll come out a little later than expected. Maybe one of these video ideas won't work out in time, and I'll do the review of that instead. But I will make a review of them eventually, especially because I will be using them in my May bullet journal setup. So expect that, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment what you thought about it. If you like to diamond paint, tell me what your current work in progress is. And if you want to see more of these, you can tell me so in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you. Goodbye.